great, the Polar Nerds podcast. So we've got Rex here with us. He took over last week with our interview with Alex. I got to come in on half of that, so you can catch that interview on his channel over at twitch.tv/GetRecNerd 0629. So make sure you go over there and check it out. It was really, really cool. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I got to walked in on the last 30 minutes of it, so it was really something else. Really something else. So tonight we've got quite a bit to go over. We've got our review of Kong versus Godzilla, which we didn't get to go into last week because I wasn't there. I wasn't going to be able to be there for it. So we've got that. We've got to go over. We've got the last couple of episodes of Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier to go over, and there's a lot in those two episodes that were kind of revealed. And then some other nerd news that we've got to go over that has recently come out since the last couple weeks. So there's all that. So first in, we were just, Rex was just telling me about this, is one of the big things right now in the world of comic books is Marvel has decided to end its relationship with current distributor.
Yes.
So if you read that article you were telling me about.
Okay, so it's pretty big, and it just came out the other day. Marvel Entertainment has signed a new exclusive distribution agreement for the comic book market, ending a partnership with Diamond Comic Distributors after 24 years. Has set shockwaves to the comic book industry, with some believing that the shift might bring about the collapse of the industry as it currently exists. So it's pretty shocking. The new deal announced March 25th means that Penguin Random House Publisher Service will be the exclusive worldwide distributor for Marvel comic books and collected editions in specialty comic store markets starting October 1st.
So basically, what they're worried about is these smaller comics, these lesser known characters. This is going to impact their books, because it's up to the distributor which ones that they're going to kind of put out there, and which ones they're going to put into sets and things like that. And that's going to leave the little guys kind of in the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big news for Marvel. And let's it's one of them things. When did you say this new deal takes effect?
October 1st. The deal was signed on March 25th, so October 1st is when it will come out.
So we've still got several months before that happens. So that gives Marvel several months to kind of figure out what they're going to do with these smaller books, these lesser known books that aren't really huge parts of the Marvel universe, to see how it's going to affect those comics. I know there was some stuff that I had kind of ear tagged that I had seen. I've got to look in my saved here. Where was it? There's some articles. I cannot think of them right off the bat. For DC, the new trailer for the for the new animated movie Batman: The Long Halloween was released, and it is awesome.
There's a new animated movie. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. I think they've got. When was it going to be? I can't remember. Here soon. I know that it's. I think November. No. Not November. I think September is when it's releasing. I gotta look again and see when the release date is. But this is the Long Halloween. This is one of the ones where Batman faces almost his entire rogues gallery of villains.
Kind of like when Bane released all the criminals to fight. Yeah, wear Batman down. Like something similar to that, right?
This is one of the better Batman story arcs that they had. This was what a lot of people were hoping that the Robert Pattinson Batman movie was going to be based on, was the Long Halloween. So there's that. Another thing, not so much in DC, but in Warner Brothers news, was the release of the Space Jam Legacy trailer with LeBron James bringing us back to the Space Jam universe. Uh, it looks really good that Don Cheadle has a big role in this. He kind of plays. They're not doing the Monstars, the Monstars dudes. These are what did they call them? I can't remember what they call them exactly, but they're more like robotic looking big old metal like guys that are they're playing basketball against. And the thing is Don Cheadle, he's like the bad guy. He's got LeBron's son captive, and the only way he can save him is to play a game of basketball with Don Cheadle and win. So he's like, well, okay, let you assemble your team. And he sends them, he goes, well, send them to the world of the losers. And he sends them to Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes.
Oh.
And so LeBron's got to whip the Looney Tunes into shape to face off against these guys. Which in the trailer, there's a lot of Easter eggs, Warner Brother Easter eggs. Like you see the White Walkers, like there you see all these different characters with Warner Brothers. At one point, you see Scooby and the gang and the Mystery Machine, and they're all watching the game. So there's the White Walkers from Game of Thrones sitting out there watching a basketball game with LeBron James and the Looney Tunes.
Nice.
So it's got a lot of Easter eggs in it. A lot of Easter eggs. Trying to think what other news I've had over the last couple of weeks. I really think that's about it for the news that I have gotten so far. The big thing right now with also DC is to restore the Snyderverse that's still going on.
They're not going to let that go.
They're not. And a lot of people are thinking that I need to adjust my lighter here because it's not. I had it dimmed. Oh, nope. There we go. So a lot of people are thinking if this will happen because it was HBO Max that gave Zach the money to complete Justice League in his vision. So what they're hoping is that HBO Max will come to him and be like, okay, here, let's make what you created now a DC universe within HBO Max, not so much Warner Brothers universe, the DCEU. We'll have it like a multiverse type thing.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that's kind of going on with DC. It's still a big thing, and a lot of the actors from movies that they've cast, like Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, The Rock has even came in out and said, he would direct one of the Snyderverse movies, all this stuff. Which, if he directs it, technically does not make it a Snyderverse movie. Make it a Rockverse movie. But still, I mean, they're still tweeting this out. The fans are not going to let this go.
Yeah.
They're not going to let this go. So that's pretty much it that I've had for the news going on in the world of comics. Do you have anything else?
No. Except for, I mean, some personal comic book news. I got my daughter to actually pick up the Civil War comic, Marvel Civil War. So I'm pretty proud of that. She's actually trudging through it. So, and I explained to her this is like a holy grail to me item. So, as far as that, and then I picked up what did I get the other day? Oh, I managed to get at the not the comic, Barnes & Noble's the other day. I got the Infinity War.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. I was up at Books A Millions today, and I was going to get, they had DC Convergence, which is the, where the New 52, basically all the characters from the dawn of DC Comics up to basically this is what starts Rebirth, DC Rebirth. Which is the storylines that take place after the New 52. They had that, and I almost got it, but there was one that I almost bought. It was called Infinity: The Aftermath.
Nice.
And I almost got it, and I was like, I just can't do it yet.
Yeah. There was a, you know what? And I almost picked up a Captain America comic, but I don't know. I'm just tentative about spending money, so I don't know. Maybe it's old age, but it looked really cool, and I was like, eh. But I got Infinity War instead, so
Yeah.
trade off is fine.
So let's get into our reviews this week. So we're kind of going over 2 weeks of reviews.
Yeah.
Hey, Mystic, what are you doing? And hello, Shrimpy. What's going on, brother?
Shrimpy, Shrimpy,
yeah,
and Raja said hello as well. So
Yeah, I got Shrimpy over here, and I got Mystic
nice.
over here.
Shrimpy.
So we're going over 2 weeks worth of reviews because we've had other things going on. We had the Alex Jordan interview last week, and then I wasn't able to be a part of it. Oh, thank you, Mystic. Thank you for coming by.
Actually, you did catch the last little bit, so you were a part of it.
I did catch it. I was a part of it, but it wasn't on this channel.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to go over the stuff that we normally do. It was kind of a quick one. So we've got about 2 weeks worth of reviews to do. Now, the first big one is Kong versus Godzilla.
Nice.
Now, so let's start off with that because I'm sure this will be a lesser review than when we get into Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because when we get into that show, we just kind of go off the rails.
Yeah.
So with Kong versus Godzilla.
First of all, I want to say we called it. We called it on this podcast what would happen. So
we did. Now I would say there was some things that I liked the movie. I'll say I liked it. I'm not gonna say I loved it, but I liked it. There were things that I was just really kind of disappointed in. The main thing being, and if you haven't watched it, spoilers. I'm going to spoil some stuff.
Yeah, spoiler.
Okay, so the main thing that I was disappointed in was Mechagodzilla and the way they made him look.
Yeah.
He looked like, and if I don't know if you remember this, Rex, was there used to be these robotic toys that you piece them together. They look almost like Lego like deals.
Yeah. Like robotics, right? Were they called robotics, like robotics? Yeah.
Kind of like robotics. But they had a dinosaur one. There was like a T-Rex with these big long arms. And that's exactly what that stinking Godzilla looked like. That stinking son of a gun looked exactly like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing I didn't like was the fact that they were keeping King Ghidorah tied into all this by saying that one skull was there at the Apex facility, and the other one was in the head of Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Okay, well, King Ghidorah had 3 heads. Where's the freaking third one?
Maybe they left that for the next movie. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you're not going to just give everything away in one movie.
Yeah. Well, they said right now that there's no definite future for the Kaiju Kong verse right now. They don't have any ideas where they're going to go with it from here.
Yeah, but they tied them together. So like there's they and once again spoilers if you guys haven't seen the movie, sorry. But they put Kong back in the Hollow Earth.
Yeah, they put him back in the Hollow
Earth. I mean,
where now he's actually King Kong.
Well, I mean, he did sit on the throne, like the whole throne was there. I mean,
yeah, but that was the other thing that I was disappointed in was how they did Kong, how they portrayed Kong. Kong has just been this he showed some emotion, but he kidnapped a girl he was in love with and took her to the top of a building. I mean, how more romantic can you be? How more romantic can you be by kidnapping girls, taking her to the top of a building, holding her in your hand while you get shot at and killed?
Because everyone feels like kidnapping a girl is romantic. That's what it is, right?
That's where I take all my women on their first dates. Hold them over the edge of a building.
Yeah.
But
they made him less. I'm just gonna say rapey. He's more
cancel culture.
Yeah, let's because they'd have got into a whole lot of mess with that. But they made him more.
There was no consent.
Yeah, they made him connect though with the girl that was deaf, and then he was doing the sign language, and everyone was like, oh my god, Kong is smart. Like he's never been an idiot. Like he isn't King Kong for nothing.
Yeah. Well, and hey, what's up, Mortimer? What's up, brother? Well, see, and that's the thing was, Kong is a gorilla.
Yeah.
He is a gorilla. Now, gorillas are smart. I'm not saying that they're not. I don't need, save the gorillas coming after me or nothing like that.
Right.
Which I doubt they're very seriously doubt.
Yeah, they're not watching us, I promise.
But I don't need Jane Goodall's ghost haunting me or anything like that. But they made him. They gave him too much humanity, where he's communicating with them through sign language and saying home.
Yeah, but he didn't like full out blow out like sign language. Like he knew the little stuff. Like
he had been communicating with the little girl.
Yeah, but he didn't. I see what you're saying. Like, I don't think they made him too human. I think they made him connect because of the way they did him in the past, and they had to connect something to humans. So, in my opinion, that's how they connected it. Like he cares for humans, because even in Godzilla and the Kong movie before that, they both alluded to the fact that Kong treats us like pets, and Godzilla we're pets to Godzilla too. Like,
Russia.
So I think they kind of, I don't know. I think they kind of, like, Kong sees us as like pets, you know. But what disappointed me, or maybe they're gonna throw into the next movie, is Kong the only one left?
Well, no, because Godzilla left.
No. I'm talking about, is Kong the
of his race,
right? Because they didn't really.
When they walk into that deal, there's all those bones that are everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is he the last one, or is they're gonna introduce maybe another Kong? You know, and then that's how they carry on the Kong line, because Godzilla is gonna be forever. He's radioactive, and he's just Godzilla. You know, like.
One of the things I said was, I told my, okay, so the scene where Kong is sitting on the throne, and I'm convinced that the axe is made out of one of Godzilla's spines, one of his spine deals, because that's what it looks like. If you ask me, it looks like one of those.
Yeah,
and it glowed when Godzilla got angry or hit with the energy that Godzilla put out. Yeah. But I told my wife, I said, so the scene where Godzilla realizes that Kong is not dead and he's in the hollow earth, and he leans over and he just starts blowing down, and he's in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I told my wife, I said, well, I guess you do. If you dig all the way through the center of the earth, you'll hit Asia.
Oh my gosh. Maybe, I mean, the whole hollow earth thing is like, I don't know.
It was too much. They had too much going on in the movie.
But it gives, but I get why they did it, because it gives Kong like a place, right? So if Godzilla's gonna have like the outside world, Kong has the hollow earth now, you know, and they can both be kings, right?
There was
they kind of did that thing.
There was too much that was going on, that they were just rushing really quickly through it. I will say one of my favorite characters was the conspiracy theorist. I love that character. Every time he was on there, I was cracking up.
He was awesome. He really was.
He's like, so like when they break into Apex and they're standing in that door with the door closed, and they're like, open the door, open it. He was like, I can't, it's locked. And she's already cut the glass, and they just shoot the glass and it shatters. Oh, it's open now.
Yeah, when they go into the chamber, and he's like, they're like, what is this? And he's like, well, if you haven't seen a proving ground before, you know, or something of that long, like, yeah, like he just knows what's going on. He was fantastic.
And they had the skull crawlers there.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. So that they were bringing in a lot of the lore from Kong into Godzilla there with the skull crawlers.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Now, one of the things that I read was that when Toho said, okay, y'all can do this movie, because they had to give, thank you for the follow, Pandaverse. Thank you, man. One of the things that they had a major rule when Toho said, okay, you can use Godzilla, was that he could not emote.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't want him having like a lot of emotion or anything like that. So they're like, you cannot make him emote. But I mean, there was that one scene when they make him feel like uh, hello from EP. What's up, brother? Uh, was when they had the big sea battle, which was really really cool. I loved it. That was the fights were my favorite part of this movie because they were just so well done. But was when they had the big battle at sea, and they found out okay he can't, and that kind of a little bit ticked me off because I'm like he can see. He can see. He's not the T-Rex. Not if we don't move, he can't see us.
Right.
No, they're like shut down anything that's making vibration. He can't see us. Then I'm like, what?
No, what
But when
the,
he looks out over the deal, and he's sitting there, and he's just. I'm like, okay, he's emoting. He's showing anger.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but what they meant was that, like, if they shut it down, it looks like you're dead in the water, and like, you know, like apex predators don't really like attack dead things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of got that. This movie was not great. It was good, I would say that, but it wasn't great.
So I gotta ask you, man.
What?
Had Mechagodzilla not got involved? So we were talking about this kind of a little bit. Had Mechagodzilla not got involved, who do you think would have won?
I
Based
think
on what they had in the movie.
I think eventually Godzilla probably, but Kong, golly,
Kong put up a good fight. Kong did put up a good fight.
Kong, I'm gonna tell you what. Godzilla had the power. Kong had the agility. That dude was all over the place. He was bouncing, flipping. I like how I really like how they had Godzilla beat Kong, right? And like, you know, put him down. And then Kong came and whooped Mechagodzilla like there was no tomorrow. That was amazing.
Raj is saying Kong was out for the count. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was dying. He was dying.
Yeah, but
Godzilla whooped his ass twice. Twice.
I mean, they had to bring him back, but they also had to bring Godzilla back too. They had to nuke him to bring him back. Remember? So you know, it was kind of like to me, it was kind of like a mirror thing. There, they were like, okay, Godzilla was down. We nuked him to give him energy to bring him back. And then they brought Kong back. I honestly, I still feel like it's an equal battleground. Like, it depends on the day, the area they're fighting in. Like, because Kong, like everyone was like, well, he's just gonna blast him with the ray, which he tried to do several times, and Kong fought back. Like, he reversed that. You know,
and I'm not saying that Kong went down like a punk.
No.
I'm not saying he went down. He put up a damn good fight. But he got his ass whooped twice. And I said on this podcast, Godzilla would win. I said Godzilla would win.
But Godzilla was going to get his ass whooped by Mechagodzilla had Kong not stepped in. So
yeah, I will say Mechagodzilla was whooping his ass.
Yeah, he was beating him down pretty good. So I like how, like I said, they had Godzilla like whoop Kong. They did. Kong got his ass whooped by Godzilla. But Kong came back and whooped Mechagodzilla like no tomorrow, dude. And I was I like how they did that. They brought they made Kong like, I mean, like you said, he didn't go down like a punk. Like, it was a battle. But Godzilla was getting his ass whooped too if Kong hadn't stepped in, you know, like.
And they shot him with that ship, and I mean, Kong kind of goes Super Saiyan, kind of.
Yeah. Did you see the meme where it had a picture of Kong or Godzilla, and he's like, it said like, okay, I'm ready to fight, and then it had the picture of Vegeta as the Great Ape, and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So one of my favorite scenes in that fight too, though, was when after that. Is where they both grab Mechagodzilla, start slamming him into shit. Just boom, just right side by side, just running. And I was like, oh yeah, here, okay. And the second now that when Mechagodzilla came up and you know all that, I was like, okay, we called it. We called it. Mechagodzilla's gonna come out, and that was a bad thing of them showing that in the trailer, even hinting at Mechagodzilla. Was that pretty much gave it away what was going to happen because they can't, again, like I said before. they can't kill these franchises.
Mm-mm.
They're losing out on making any kind of money afterwards of killing either one of the other franchises.
Yeah.
That we went over that a while ago. I think it was stupid that they put King Ghidorah's skull inside of it, because that was not. I mean, in the Toho universe, that the original Toho universe, that was not part of it. That was just, he was just a big metal Godzilla that somebody inside like a mech suit was controlling. So the whole point of them putting King Ghidorah skull, the whole two skull things, that was kind of, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah,
So,
and plus, like you said, where's the third skull? There's 3 skulls. Like,
there
where's
was
the
3
third
heads.
one? Yeah,
There's 3 heads. Where's the third skull?
but
They only talk about the 2.
like I kind of feel like they left that for the next movie. You know, like you gotta tease a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well. Yeah. You need to go back, Rosh, and watch some of the older Godzilla movies. The older, made in the 70s type Godzilla movies, the original Toho movies, and watch those. So yeah, that's our review of Kong versus Godzilla. Again, like I said, I liked it. I'm not going to say I loved it. It could have been better. There could have been a lot more better. The fight scenes to me were amazing. The rest of it, the kind of the story was.
The story was lackluster. Let's just say that.
Very lackluster. Very lackluster.
There was
so much more that they could have done. There was so much more that they could have done with it. So much more. So now, this is the part he's been waiting for.
Hey, Shrimpy, thank you for the raid. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Polar Nerds podcast. Sorry, go ahead.
Is our review... What episodes are we on? 4 and 5, or 3 and 4?
Oh, nice.
I think we're on episodes 3 and 4, aren't we?
Of Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I think we're on episodes 3 and 4.
I believe so. Yes.
All right. So, is our reviews of episodes 3 and 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I know he's been looking forward to this. So we've got a lot of information to go over, and a lot of theories that he and I have been talking about the last couple of weeks. Now we're not on 5 yet. We're on episodes 3 and 4.
3 and 4, yeah. I think it's 3 and 4.
We got 2 more episodes. A lot of theories he and I have been going over with. So yeah, we're gonna get into that now. My thing was the first thing I noticed about these last 2 episodes, and again, spoilers, was in episode 3. We're gonna kind of start into episode 3 and go to episode 4. Was the introduction of the city Madripoor. Now, those of you who are not familiar with the Marvel universe and the comics, Madripoor plays a major part in the Marvel comics because it plays a major part in the mutant universe. So they have introduced. They are so hinting.
Yeah.
So hinting, teasing, going, look,
yes, and that's
they are getting into the mutants. The mutants are coming.
And that's what Marvel loves to do. They like to tease, and then hit you with whatever they want to hit you.
And it's with little things that you don't think that you're going to find.
Oh yeah,
with little bitty things that you don't think about. You just think, okay, this is a set. But if you know the universe is like he and I do.
Yeah.
So you're going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Your brain's exploding.
Yeah, you go. Now, another thing was a very subtle hint. And I don't know if Rhett caught it. I told him about it. But it was very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. And there's a scene where Carly Morgenthau and her little second lieutenant or first lieutenant or whatever, her little henchmen are talking, and they're talking about their past and whatnot. And he looks back toward a gate that they're about to go attack. This depot. On the gate of this depot is a circular sign that is red with a blue background with a red X through it.
Yep.
And it is a circle. It's not. No, stop. It is a circle. It is the X-Men logo.
Yeah.
the logo, and they show it for about
Yeah, half a
that
second.
quick.
Yeah.
It is not on the screen, but maybe a second. It's one of the things you blink, you're going to miss it. I actually had to stop and rewind. Go, wait a minute. Did I see? Oh, let me go back. Watch it real quick. And I was like, bounce on the. I was like, that's the X-Men. That's the X-Men.
Yeah.
So we've actually had some theories about where this is all going. I mean, it's they might as well just flop it out real quick, just unzip, flop it out, go look. Here's Wolverine.
They're listen. I'm gonna tell you this. They stretched out the 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 Marvel movies over 10 years. They're not just gonna throw it down. You know, they're gonna tease you and pull you and string you along, and then they're gonna punch you in the mouth with it. Like they tease, like okay, so like in once again, if you haven't seen it, in Endgame, like when Cap picks up the hammer, they tease that. They tease that in before, and
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Age of Ultron, and because Cap moves it just barely, and then and even Kevin Feige came out and said, just because he didn't pick it up doesn't mean he can't pick it up. You know?
Yeah.
So like they the littlest things, and they'll just keep dragging you along with them. They're going to keep doing this, like they did it in the latest episode, and we'll get to the next.
Yeah.
Because I heard it, and I was like, I turned to my wife and I was like, did you just hear that? You know what that means, right? Like they just teased another thing, like they just little bits and pieces here and there, and that's what.
And I had to go back because I thought it was something else that. I thought it was another place that we were thinking of. I was like, wait a minute, is it?
No.
And I was like, so I went back. I was like, oh no, it is. It is.
They said it. Yeah, and I caught it. You know, like I didn't catch the X-Men sign. Well, the red X, whatever. We won't call it an X-Men sign because Marvel will never confirm it till later.
Oh, we're gonna get into him, Roger. Don't worry, we're gonna get into that asshole here in a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, because we have tons of stuff.
Oh yeah. We could cover a whole hour on that fucker.
Yeah. And Steph, we'll get it. Well, I promise you, the question you just asked, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna go.
He said I don't like the new Captain America. Oh, don't worry. Well, we got some words to say.
Yeah.
About Mr. John Walker.
I've got some non-safe words. So if you're a small child, this is an 18+ stream, so don't listen because it's gonna get vulgar. Because
remember, tell them that Rec taught you these words.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. So anyways, okay. They're talking about my Captain America, so like it's okay. I'm allowed to do this.
So episode 4 brought about the return of a major Marvel character, is in Baron Zemo. Now we're getting to see Baron Zemo as he's portrayed in the comics with the purple mask and everything else.
Yes.
And this is the first Baron. This is the first Baron Zemo, not the second one, not his son. This is the first. Because I do that they called him by his name, which is the first one.
Helmet, yeah. Helmet.
They called him by Helmet.
There's 2 Zemos. There's his father and then his son. But Helmet, I believe, once again, I could always be wrong, but I believe yes that a Helmet is the first one, and I will double check that for the next stream.
Yeah.
But his son died. So this. I mean, like, I don't know. Well, let me double check that and we'll get back to it.
The comics do. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Scalinas? No, Red Skull, that was Baron Zemo. Who you're thinking of that worked with the Skull was, God, what was it? Son of a gun's name. In Captain America.
Oh, Winter Soldier?
No, in the first Avenger.
No, he's in Winter Soldier too. Yeah, but
Team Winter Soldier. I can't think of his name.
He's the German scientist that you're thinking of, right?
Mordo.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Baron Mordo. No, it's not Mordo. It's not Mordo.
Mordo is Doctor Strange. Baron Mordo is the character from Doctor Strange. So.
Yeah. So anyhow, we get to see Zemo come back. Zemo with the mask.
He puts the mask on. That looks so. I mean. Being a fan, like Zemo put the mask on, I was like, "Oh my god, it looks awesome! It looks awesome! I'm so happy."
Now Zemo has been now. So the cool scene with Zemo for me was okay. So what's going on is they're trying to find out where all the super soldier serum is coming from, And Bucky says, "Okay, we've got to go talk to the man who knows more about this stuff than anybody, and we've got to go talk to him." So they go to see Zemo, and we see Zemo for about that quick long at the end of episode 2.
Yeah.
So we go. This starts off with Bucky going to see Zemo, and you find out Bucky did something not that good, and he helps him break out. Now that scene was really cool for me with Zemo because it shows you how much of a tactical genius he is. He planned everything out to the last detail to break out. He just needed Bucky.
Yep. Well, okay, so no, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. And let me tell you about Baron Zemo because he is a mastermind, a genius level mastermind. I even said it to my wife today. Baron Zemo is playing 8 games at the same time and winning every single one of them. Like he is, he had the ability. If he had the ability to get out of prison when he wanted to. He waited until this moment to get out of prison because he's got his own games.
Because he has, well, and that's the thing is also because, like you said, he could have broken out any time.
Yes, but now he has
the opportunity is because he breaks out. Okay, what am I going to do after this? I have nothing.
Oh,
so Bucky is saying, "Hey, I need to know where this is coming from." He knows where that it's coming from, which is Madripoor. This is going to take him far away from point A, which is the prison, and that's going to be, they're not going to be looking for him in Madripoor.
Right. Well, so, let me tell you what I think about Zemo at this point. First of all, Zemo is in the comics. He's a mastermind. He actually goes on to form a superhero group of his own, but we'll get into that in some later episodes. But right now, Zemo, like I said, Zemo's playing 8 games and he's winning every one of them. Zemo could have broken out of prison at any point in time. He broke out at this point because now he has Falcon and the Winter Soldier to protect him. Yes, exactly. They need now he's using them as a shield. Let's do the shield, right?
The shield.
Yeah.
Sam, you gave up the shield. You became a shield.
Yeah. So what? But he's playing them though.
Yeah.
And this is my opinion of what's happening. When they find out that Baron Zemo has been behind the whole thing, because that's what I think is going to happen. Baron Zemo has been playing this game from prison. He got Carly Morgenthau involved. He got the super serum to her because he knew exactly who to go to, where the super serum came from. Like he got her to steal the super serum from
from Madripoor.
From Madripoor, the broker, the power broker, so he could get to the super serum and destroy it.
The door mod. We're going to get to that. We haven't gotten to episode 5 yet. We're going to get to that, Russia. Don't worry. Because that's where a lot of our bitching is going to come from. Is episode 5 or episode 4. I'm sorry. Well, and another thing that I really like was when they're in Madripoor, we have another major Marvel Cinematic Universe character come into play.
Again,
so now we get to see, and we find out a lot of what's happened.
Hey, Wild Boy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Why we haven't seen her since Civil War. 6 away.
Yes, 6.
So if you're not following Rex, you need to head over to that. See, right underneath his deal, right on my screen, you'll see his gamer tag, his Twitch tag. Go there, find him, and follow him. But we see a character we haven't seen since Civil War, and that is the return of Sharon Carter.
Yes.
So we get to see Sharon Carter. We find out what's happened with her since Civil War, and she was picked on the wrong side. She picked, or not the wrong side, but as what the law considered her on the wrong side, which was Cap's side. She is now a fugitive, and has been hiding in Madripoor this entire time. Now, one of the things I did like was when they're at the club, they're at Sharon's club, is the scene with Baron with Baron Zemo, almost doing this whole Tobey Maguire type
Yeah.
dance, and they actually released an extended cut of that scene on Facebook.
Really? I haven't seen
And it
that.
is the goofy. You'll have to go look. It is the goofiest freaking dance I've ever seen in my life. Goofiest damn dance. And it's just like,
I really love the actor that they got to play Zemo. He is fantastic. Let me just say he plays him to a T. And I'll get a little bit more into that with the episode 5 because they said something and it's fantastic. So
well, the dance scene makes me think that he would do really good as an extra on A Night at the Roxbury if they ever do a reboot, because it was just this.
Yeah.
So that was what I loved. So we find out that the power broker he had a scientist come in that worked previously for the government, the U.S. government, developing this serum. He was hired by the power broker to create it. He did create it. He says, I made it perfect.
Well, hold on. So first of all, he got hired by the U.S. government and he was working on the serum.
He was blipped.
And then Sam was like, how have we never heard about this? He's like, because I got blipped away. And they continued with the work. And then when he came back, he finished it. So
there is that. So he's hired by the power broker to continue his research. He says he's perfected it. But that Carly Morgenthau had stolen it all from him. So he's trying to recreate it. So we now know where Carly's gotten the serum. We know where she's getting it from. We also find out that Zemo has not changed. He is not rehabilitated at all, because as soon as they get this information, he grabs a gun that is sitting on a deal, hides it behind his back. And the second I saw him grab that gun, I was like, I know what he's doing. I know where he's going with this. He's about to shoot this motherfucker. He kills the scientist. He kills Dr. Nagel.
Yeah.
So the rest of the scene is them running from these mercenaries because they've also killed somebody else.
Zemo's number one thing is to get rid of all super soldiers. So whatever he's got to do to make that happen, and we see that play out in episode 5 as well. But yeah, he's going to kill the guy who created the serum. So there can't be any more serum.
No, Washa, it wasn't. Nobody sniped the power broker or the scientist. He was shot by Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
The shot you see coming into the window was them blasting it with a rocket.
Yeah.
That's what that was. There was no sniper that shot the scientist. It plainly shows that it was Zemo who shot and killed the scientist.
While Sharon Carter, Agent 13 in the comics, was outside like annihilating everyone.
Kicking some ass.
Yeah, there
is no way to put it. She was kicking ass.
She was handling the situation.
And she's all freaking out like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You got this on lockdown.
Yeah. She was handling the situation.
You don't even need Bucky. You don't need no Bucky.
Well, and she survived this whole time on the run, and she alludes to that in later, or a little bit later in the episode. She's been by herself. So, like, she's not playing games with anybody. Like, she is handling business. So,
So this episode ends with the fact that the Flag Smasher terrorist group, or as they call themselves, revolutionaries, have attacked this depot. They've bombed it, and there's mass destruction because of this. So that leads into episode 5. Or episode 4.
Carly Morgenthau literally says, and I think verbatim, she says, this is the only language they understand. Which is, she's starting to go over that edge of, like, extremism, Yeah. I mean, obviously she killed all these people. She's extremist. But... Yeah.
So this leads into episode 4.
The very end of episode 3. You got to talk about who shows up. The very end.
So so we get information that there's somewhere else that they can go to kind of get a lead on the Flag Smashers, because that's who they're trying to hunt down is Carly.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got this lead, and so Zemo's taken to this place, and as they're walking in, going to this building, Bucky says, "Hold on, I'll be right there. I'm just going to go for a walk. I'll be back in a little bit." And then it kind of cuts to Bucky, and you start hearing this beeping noise. And he looks over, and there's this little ball about yay big around that he picks up, and it looks really, really familiar. Really familiar.
Yeah.
Really familiar.
Yeah.
And you still hear it, and he looks over, and there's another one. And he follows this trail, turns a corner, and who do we find? Ayo, one of the royal guards from Wakanda.
Yeah, and he even says, "I was wondering when you would show up." Like
So he knew they were coming.
Yeah.
He knew they were coming.
Well, Zemo killed King T'Chaka. So, like, if he's out of prison, they're not hunting him. Like, they, just like Claw, they were, they were going to find him eventually, so.
And that's the first thing she says. We want Zemo. And it's the last line of this episode. She looks at him and says, and it's the only line she says, "We want Zemo."
Yep.
So now that leads into episode 4. So now we're going to get into episode 7. Now this is where we're about to get really heated.
Yes.
Really heated, because some events in this episode. Oh my God. Oh my God. And where they left this episode off, you're just like,
yeah. Well, okay, so in episode 3, John Walker, continued his path down being the world's biggest piece of shit with the Captain America shield. Let me just say that. So now we're going to go into episode 4, and spoilers, if you have not seen it, go watch it, because we're fixing to talk about it, because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about this episode. So
yes, come back later.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Come back and watch this tomorrow after you watch it. Yeah.
Watch it on demand.
Yeah.
So this episode starts out showing Wakanda. And so we're seeing the events that are about to happen before Infinity War.
Yeah.
We see, so this starts out showing Ayo and
Bucky
and Bucky, and we now know what has been going on the entire time he's been in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And it's been them rehabilitating him and freeing his mind from the brainwashing, the Winter Soldier Project, and the brainwashing that he went through. So we get to finally see all this happen, or see at least the results of this.
Yeah.
And she starts saying the words. She starts saying the trigger words.
Ooh.
And he's just sitting there, and it's very emotional. He's sitting there like he's crying. And he's like, and she gets halfway through, and he's like, it's not going to work, because he has no faith in himself, which is something that has been a big theme throughout this series, is that Bucky has no faith in himself. After everything he's done. So as she's saying these words, he's flashing back to everything he's ever done.
You're right. Bucky has no faith in himself. But Bucky has faith that Captain America had faith in him. That Steve Rogers had faith. Because he even says that to Sam, like, if Cap was wrong about you, he was wrong about me.
He was wrong about me.
Yeah, because Bucky is holding on to the fact that Cap knew he was a good person. So Bucky's going to hold on to whatever Cap, they were inseparable. So if Cap believed, he's going to continue believing,
Yeah. So we see in this scene that Bucky is finally free, and it's a very emotional and very emotionally moving scene, because she says the final words, and nothing happens.
And he's smiling and crying. It's such a good
He's so relieved that he's finally free of this brainwashing, which Bucky lives in, and even now, even in the present day time of the series, he's still afraid of what he's capable of, and that he's not truly free of this brainwashing. So we come back to him and Ayo being on the street, him seeing her, and we're rehashing all this, where she says, why did you do this? He killed our king T'Chaka.
Yeah.
He framed you. And we, the people who freed you of your torment, who helped you, release the man that we all hate? How dare you? And tells him he's got 8 hours to turn him over because he's like, I need him. We've got to figure out where the super.
What he tells her is that he's a means to an end, and she tells him, "You have 8 hours, basically." Just that sheer, like, okay, common respect, like, all right, but we're here and we're gonna get him. Like, this is not a game, and so yeah.
So, so we find that out with it. Now the Wakandans are here. At this point, I'm expecting somebody from Savage Island to show up. At this point, because everybody's just, we've got War Machine shows up in the first episode. I would not be surprised if Deadpool just walked by in the background of a scene or something at this point. But anyhow, that would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, he is a mutant. I'm just saying, like, if you're
not a natural mutant, he's not a natural mutant.
No, but even the comics, like Captain America has a lot of respect for Deadpool because they were both experimented on, and they're both like results of that. And even though they don't necessarily agree on how to deal with people, like he has a lot of respect for Deadpool. So
yeah,
that's one of the cool things.
So we see this. He gets told he's got 8 hours, so they go back. Well, apparently, now I missed what the information was that they were getting on the Danya Madillo or whatever her name was, the Mama Danya aspect, or what her deal was. But we find out that they've got to find out where this woman is going to be because they've now gotten word that the Flag Smashers have attacked this depot, and that they're getting more serum. They found a way to get more serum. So they've got to find out where this woman's resting place or her funeral is going to be because they know that's where Carly's going to be.
Yeah.
So they find out, and I think this one scene also kind of plays into what you were saying about Zemo earlier. Was that Bucky can't get any information. No one will talk to Bucky. No one will talk to Sam. They tell him that he can't be trusted.
Yeah.
And that the only one that is able to get any information is Zemo.
That's
from these children.
Kind of why they need him.
But he tells him, now you see these two guys over here behind me. These are very bad men.
Yeah.
So what you told me, stay secret.
Yeah.
So we know she has told him more than where the location of the funeral is going to be.
Yeah.
So they go to leave, and that's when Dickhead shows up. I refer to this character. And by Dickhead, I mean John Walker, the new Captain America.
No. Don't say that is U.S. agent. He cannot take the name Captain America. Screw that US fucking agent. Dude. Fuck him. He has the shield, but he is not Captain America. That's just
now we're gonna get to see John Walker. It's in the comics. John Walker, and he does take the mantle of Captain America.
I know,
just like he is now.
I know, but God.
I'm talking to them. He does become a bad guy. Starts as a villain, then kind of, in a way, turns to the good. We're getting to see this progression of little douchebag to total dick.
Yeah.
And because he shows up as they're walking to go to this funeral with Zemo. He shows up. But now this is where the cool thing is like, how did you know we were here? He says, you think you could show up in Latvia and we wouldn't find out?
Latvia,
the land of Dr. Doom.
Yes.
The land that Dr. Doom rules.
Yes.
He is king of, is Latvia.
Yes.
So we have now been teased with not only the mutants, the Fantastic Four has now been teased in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And one of the greatest villains of Marvel, Dr. friggin' Doom. Like, oh my gosh.
Doom.
Doom, right?
Doom. So and here's the thing with Doctor Doom. So I recently read I've been reading some Marvel comics here lately. One of them I read was the Venomverse. I don't know if you've read that series yet.
Which one?
The Venomverse. Venomverse.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so what this is it deals with Venom. Everything is based around Venom.
Yeah.
And
obviously,
he is pulled into an alternate reality by a venomized Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
That in this reality or this alternate universe, there's these things called poisons, and they're symbiotic too, but they're not like liquid symbiotic. They're like these hard shelled like things.
Yeah.
What they do is they find a symbiote that has taken a host, a superpowered host. The second they touch them, they bond to that host and basically use the symbiote's host. They liquefy them and use those nutrients to bond to this new one and take the mimic the powers and abilities of the original host. Okay. So, like when he shows up, so Venom gets pulled into there. There's a symbiotic, venomized Doctor Strange, a venomized Wolverine, a venomized Mary Jane Watson,
Ooh.
a venomized Rocket Raccoon,
nice,
a black suit Spider-Man, a venomized Deadpool. And so what's been happening is Doctor Strange has been pulling all these different symbiotic venomized characters in to try to help this war. There's even a venomized Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider's one of my favorites, but yeah.
Yeah. So he pulls them in to fight this war against them. Well, the main one that is the head of this hive, and they're called the Poisons, is a venomized Doctor Doom who was taken over by these poisons.
Oh shit!
A Doctor Doom.
Ooh.
So there's and he's already taking characters. So like when Venom shows up, there's a venomized Captain America, not this one, like a cooler one, like
the cool one,
like a cap, like it's you know it's Steve, and then like the suit itself is venomized.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Like he's got the star with like the legs coming off of it around.
Oh nice. And
it's tight. It's really
cool. That's pretty cool.
So they end up defeating him. They think that they've destroyed him. Venom goes back. Doom is the one that lives.
Yeah.
Because like Spider-Man, he gets attacked by one. He gets turned into one of the poisons. Deadpool, he.
Yeah, it's always hilarious with Deadpool.
So Deadpool gets taken over by the poisons. But like I said, now when these poisons attach to their symbiotic host, they dissolve and basically absorb the nutrients and everything of the original host.
Uh-huh.
Now, what do we know about Deadpool? Deadpool has regenerated abilities.
Yes.
You can't kill Deadpool. So he gets this poison that takes over Wolverine, but can't take him over because it can't kill him.
Plus, okay, so Deadpool is a little bit like Lobo. Deadpool, even if he died, he's not allowed to die because Thanos actually cursed him he can't die. So he can never go meet Lady Death. And that's because they're both in love with her. And Thanos, that's his way of keeping Deadpool away from her.
Yeah. So
he
comics,
becomes like, just so you know.
In the comics, he becomes Poison Deadpool, but this poison can't take him over completely, because he can't die.
Yeah.
So he's basically gets himself caught to become a spy.
Nice. Yeah.
And the only way that they end up defeating him was they get Carnage. They pull Carnage into this world because they don't know about Carnage. The only symbiote they know about is Venom, and they know his biological makeup. So that's why they're able to get all these different Venoms from coming. Because they've all been venomized.
Right.
So they don't know about Carnage, and Carnage just goes to and just kills everybody. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now they go into another one. It's called Tales from the Venomverse.
Well,
or Edge of the Venomverse, where they bring in. You find out Thanos has been venomized and now has become a poison.
We're getting way off topic here.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Well,
I'm saying we were talking about.
Yeah, we'll talk about this next episode. I promise. So we'll go into the Venomverse and all that. But let's
All right.
let's focus here
go
because
back into-
we're on
yeah.
one subject. Because I really
we're
want
on
to
one
talk
subject.
about John Walker. Ah!
So
Go ahead. Yeah, no. We will definitely.
So-
Okay, next episode we'll pick up Venomverse, and
yeah,
we'll
it's not a big
start
deal.
that.
It's not a big deal. It's just, I got on a tangent. And
Yeah.
And I,
Now this is what we do. This is why we started a podcast, because I could do this with you for hours, but let's for the viewers'
get into
sake,
this.
let's focus. Let's
yeah,
focus
let's get
here.
into this. Let's get into this. So we find out where Carly's going to be. We find the funeral. And Sam says, "Look, let me do this. Let me take care of this. I've dealt with soldiers with PTSD.
Yeah.
Who've been injured, and I know how to handle this." I didn't get what John meant when he said, "Well, I know what I've met those soldiers, and that's why this is a bad idea." Are you saying that Sam's not good at what he does? I'm like, what the hell? So I know you.
Well, I mean, for Sam, like, okay, so you could, and we're gonna get to that because it's coming at the end of this episode. But like for John Walker, nothing helped, So that's what he's saying. Like he's projecting his own feelings onto that.
Okay.
So and his own But for Sam, he's helped a lot of people.
Honestly, I mean, he helped Cap.
Yeah, I mean,
when Cap was about ready to give up on himself in Civil War, he helped Cap. Or not Civil War, but Winter Soldier. Soldier. So we get to the funeral. We find out where everything's going on. We see Sam looking in on the background, and him and Carly have a talk. And she's like, "Well, these corporations, these beasts, they're the bad guys. They're the ones that we're fighting with. They're the ones that kicked us out of our new homes and put us on the streets. And they're the ones that we're fighting against."
Right.
And Sam tells her, "So look, I believe in your fight. I'm on your side.
I just don't believe in the way
I
you're
agree
fighting.
with the way you're fighting this war. Yeah, you're killing people.
Yeah.
People who have nothing to do with this." And she said, well, he says, well, if you could do it differently, would you? She said, "If I had to kill him again, I would." And he says, "Really?" And she's like, no, you didn't. You're taking that wrong. Well, as this is going on, and let me kind of jump back a little bit. Walker tells Sam he's got 10 minutes to do this and handcuffs Zemo to a boiler type thing. So
and Zemo, man, he's got some funny. He's like, "Oh, you're aggressive, but I get it."
But it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
yeah. Like Zemo, that's my thing. Like Zemo's never sweating the whole time, no matter what's going on. Like he's already planned this all out. Like he has. Like
like in the very beginning, that when Bucky and him are arguing, and he's like, and he tells him, he says, and Sam's like, "Don't do it. All he's gonna do is he's gonna say something smart and cock his head."
Yeah.
And he'd already done it.
and after he says that, he like straightens his head back. Yeah.
Head up.
That is
And then they're going on about Sam's TT. His aunt is TT. And they're like, "You're what? You're TT?" He's like,
"Your TT would
so
be
anyway,
proud of
so
you."
Sam's talking to her. So John's getting upset. He's getting antsy. He can't take it. So what does this dickhead do? Sam has almost got this girl talked down pretty much into giving up and fighting the fight the right way. When this bag of dicks walks in.
Yeah. A buffet, sir.
And ruins everything. Walks in, you're under arrest, starts a big old fight, and she gets away. At the same time as she's running away, she runs into Zemo, right?
And Zemo just starts unloading the gun on her.
And this was not what I expected. I did not see this coming. This kind of, in a way, might disprove your theory of what you were talking about, or did you say this has been planned all along by Zemo with the serum? Was that Zemo, she drops it, she's got a pouch of extra serum, and that was something that said, like, at 10 minutes, you've got more serum. And she's starting to, and even before her and Sam meet, she's already regretting this decision of making more super soldiers.
Yeah.
So she's got this pack with more serum in it. She gets shot by Zemo. She drops it. As she's hiding, the serum spills out. He sees it and he smashes him. Now, I did not see that coming. I did not. I figured Zemo would have taken it.
No.
Taken
Zemo
it
is dead set on getting rid of every super soldier because he says the only path it leads to is what do you say? Fanaticism or whatever it is. Like that. He's like, there's no other path. And then Sam tells him, well, Captain America, and he's like, yeah, but there's only been one Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And that kind of plays back in and plays into what happens at the end of this episode, but also what happens in Captain America, the First Avenger, was the reason Steve was chosen for that project was because they tell him
Erskine, Dr. Erskine.
Dr. Erskine tells him, he said, it takes a person's who they are and amplifies it.
Yeah.
And the reason they told Steve was the only one that there was not one hint of evil or badness or anything like that in him. He was 100% good.
Well, Erskine saw in him the overcoming will to do the right thing, and he just didn't have the strength to do it. You know? Right. But he was never going to stop doing the right thing.
No matter what it was.
Yeah.
So that's why Steve. So, and that plays into. So it just takes basically who they are and just amplifies it. Yeah. Big time. So we see Zemo.
Red Skull was the other example of that. Red Skull, like he took a super soldier serum as well, and it just turned him into maniacal.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, so Zemo goes and smashes them all, takes off. In runs John, dickhead.
Yeah, Captain Asshole.
Yeah,
the A stands for asshole. Okay. Asshole.
He even looks like a star. He looks a star.
Yeah. Captain Asshole.
Just paint it brown.
Supremacy, yes, yeah.
So, anyways,
Captain Asshole.
Captain Ass.
Or ass wipe. Anything you want to say. Ass face. Like
whatever. Captain Ass.
Captain Ass. Let's go with that.
So Captain Ass. So he runs in. Zemo's just escaped or got away from him. And he looks on the ground. He sees the smashed vials and he finds one that's still intact. And he picks it up, looks at it, and he puts it in his pocket. And so we cut to the scene that you were just talking about. And it shows Zemo sitting on a couch with a cloth over his face.
Yeah, because John Walker knocks him out right after that with the shield. So.
Oh yeah. No, that's what it was. He knocked him out. Because he says, and I was like, damn. He took it like a man. And then knocked him out. So they're talking, and he asks Sam, if they offered you the chance to take the serum, would you do it? And Sam says no. Yeah. Without any hesitation, no thought. He says no. And he says, no hesitation, no thought. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And then that's when they get into the whole thing about there being only one Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
We then cut to, if I remember right, we cut to John and Lamar talking and basically discussing the same thing. And him asking him, John asking Lamar, would you take the soldier if they would? He's like, yeah, I would. You know?
And then he even asked him, he foreshadows a little bit. He's like, you're not worried about what changes it'll make to you?
Yeah.
Or what it'll make you become? And he's like, well,
and you can always, and in this episode, you can also already start seeing the jealousy he has towards Bucky.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he held him. He's like, and look at you, just sitting there with that serum flowing all through your veins. You know, like you can start now seeing this jealousy that he has for Bucky because Bucky is a super soldier.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna have to be right back. Like, I'm
okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
So I'll continue. You'll catch up when I get here. Turn your volume up. You'll hear me on the toilet. Um, anyhow, so we see this scene. So we already kind of know what's going to happen is that John's going to take the serum that he's found. We cut to Carly's making a phone call. She calls Sam's sister, tells him, said, "Look, I've thought about killing your brother. I'm still deciding whether or not I should. Here's what's going to happen. I know where you are, basically. I know everything about you. I know about your sons. I know about your bank issues. He should be fighting with me, not against me. Here's some coordinates, and you're going to give them to him, or I'm going to come visit you." So now we know Carly can find some shit out if she wants it. She can find some info out. That's all she just really needs. If she really wants to find some information, she knows where to go looking. So this gets put out to them. Well, come to find out that, he's got a tracker on him. John's got a tracker on him, or they've tracked somebody. They're tracking somebody. So Sam and Bucky go to meet with Carly. And he's like, they're talking. She's like, you can tell me, you should be fighting with me, alongside me, instead of against me. And they get a call from Agent 13, Sharon Carter.
Nice.
That, oh wait, I haven't. Have I got? No, I haven't. I skipped the part.
Where'd you skip?
So in the back, let's go back a little bit. So as they're talking about whether or not Sam would take it, I mean, after they're discussing what's going to go happen, where this all this information and whatnot. John busts Captain Ass busts into the hotel room that they're staying in and basically kind of attacks them. Or no, he looks like to me he looks like he's doped out. So he's actually probably going through the change because of the serum.
Ooh, kind of jumped a little bit.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're almost to that part.
Here's the thing.
Obviously, this jackass took the serum. He took the serum.
When him and Lamar were talking about whether or not they would take the serum, you already pretty much know at that point that's what he's going to do. You've seen the jealousy he has for Bucky having it. He's talking about.
I think at that point he had already taken the serum. I think he took it almost immediately.
He looked a little strung out.
Yeah, he looked stressed. He looked worried. Yeah, concerned. Yeah.
So they're talking, and everything, and he kind of looks he looks like a crackhead looking for another hit. Is what he looks like.
I mean, he always looked like that though. But
they're talking, and he's about to get into a fight with Sam. And all of a sudden, you see a spear go right between them. Ooh. And who is shut up but Ayo and the Wakandan guards, the Royal Wakandan guards, and starts a big ass fight. And I'm thinking that what? And I think you're wrong. I don't think he had taken the serum at that point. Because he says
you're right, because you're right. It was probably right after that he took the serum though.
Because after they get their ass, because they get their ass kicked.
Oh yeah,
Zemo escaped.
Let's just say the Wakandan Royal Guard whooped every friggin' one of them, and Zemo got away. That's the biggest thing about that. Like
Zemo is now gone.
Yeah, disappeared,
and no one knows where he's at. And the coolest thing in that fight was Bucky fighting Ayo, and she just starts doing this, and I'm like, what? Motherfucker, they got pressure points in his arms. It's a metal arm.
No, I already knew. I knew she dropped his arm right.
His arm just falls off, and Bucky's like, "Bitch, done took my arm off."
Yeah. Even Sam was like,
even throughout the rest of the fight, he just.
Yeah. Sam was like, "Did you know they could do that?" No.
No.
Yeah.
And then that one throwing that spear and locking down John on that table.
With the precision, dude. She threw the spear right through both arm loops in the shield and locked it down. And
then she comes over, yanks it out. He falls down, the shield down, and she pops that sucker up. Pops the shield.
Yeah, she was fixing to take that shield.
Precision, just boom. And in walks Ao, says Zemo's gone, leave it behind. So she drops the shield.
Yeah.
So now we get into Carly calling his
Well,
sister.
right after she drops the shield, though, is when John Walker says they weren't even
they weren't even
soldiers.
super soldiers.
So you know he's gonna take this vial. Like he's already.
Yeah, he's already decided at this point he's taking the vial. They weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah.
They were badass fighters, and he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. I mean,
I think at this point you've now realized that John he's never got his ass kicked before.
Yeah.
Especially by strong black women.
Yeah, because he even says something like, oh man, like, let's put the pointy sticks down. And I was like, whoa, guy, you're getting a little like, yeah, you need to tone that shit down. Like, yeah, you're on the edge there.
Yeah, so
yeah. I was like, whoa. Yeah, this asshole, Captain Asshole, once again.
Somebody's getting a call from HR tomorrow.
Yeah,
but so.
That's no fucking lie right there. HR on the phone right now, just like
we're gonna have to have a sensitivity meeting, John.
Yeah,
you can't say those words. So, anyways, so they leave. You realize Zemo has escaped into the sewers of Latvia. Yeah. So probably next time we see Barry Zemo is probably might be with, unless it's at the end of the series, which I'm pretty sure will be. I think we'll be with Dr. Doom.
Maybe.
Will be Victor Von Doom. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm
probably wrong. I'm probably wrong. Marvel's not going to throw in the Fantastic Four world like that. But
they might tease like Doom.
Well,
they're not going to show him. You know what I'm saying? They might do like a fuzzy figure that Baron Zemo's talking to, but they won't like show him officially.
Well, he says he takes him there because he's like, I have a connection there.
Yeah.
I have a lead there.
And he says in the episode where he's like, we used to come here as children for balls, and it was so elegant, and I didn't understand so they've had a long relationship. Like him and Dr. Doom are like they've grown up together basically. So
yeah, him and Victor Von Doom have known each other for
Victor Von Doom. They're just the name, like it's so good, so good.
So, what day does the new episode? They show on Thursday nights, Rasha. That's when Carly calls Sam's sister, sets everything up.
Ooh, hold on. I want to talk about this a little bit because the whole episode and the whole time, Sam hasn't been wearing a suit. He hasn't been like super powered. He's just been Sam, right?
In the last couple of
he's just been
episode and 3 and most of this. He is not worn the Falcon outfit at all.
Yeah, no, he's just been walking.
I thought about that too.
Yeah, because that thought hit me right before. So Carly Morgenthau calls his sister, and she's like, "Hey, I want to meet with Sam. I want to set up a meeting, and you're the only one I want because I want him to know how serious I am. Or else I'm going to come show up, and me, you, and she threatens his 2 nephews. And the scene immediately after that, he's in his full fucking Falcon.
Both of them are.
Yeah.
Both of them are.
Yes.
Then you got
they're not playing.
Showing off his arm.
Yeah.
You know, which opens it up to Ao doing shit to it again.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, she's gonna do it either way. You know, like
if it were me, I'd be sitting there going, "How did she?" I'd be trying to figure it out so I could block it. You know.
I don't know. That it's their technology, so I don't know if you can block it. So
we find out that Sharon has been tracking the Flag Smasher.
Captain Asshole.
Was it Dickhead that she was tracking?
She was because
them on the way to. I thought it was them on the way. She was catching the Flag Smashers going after John.
No. Because So Carly sets up another meeting with Sam, and she tells him to come along. Now Bucky and Sam show up in full uniform, and they're ready to roll. And he's like, "Is this how we're gonna do this? You called my sister?" Like, and she's like, "Well, I wanted you to. Basically, I want to get my point across." And she's like, "I would never hurt them." And he's like, "Well, you know, like, how am I supposed to know that?" And she's like, "Obviously, you didn't come alone." He's like, yeah, like you threatened my family. Like,
Okay.
why would I show up alone?
Rosh is saying during the credits it shows Sam as Captain America. I think you're looking at something a little bit differently. It may be showing Sam with the shield, but he is not Captain America yet. He is
No.
he
He has not taken the mantle on. No.
And they're not going to tease that just yet. If they're going to show
That's
that,
going to be the very last. I promise.
That'll be the very final episode.
Yeah.
That we will see Sam as the Falcon like Captain America. It's not Sam. Yeah. It's not Sam. I guarantee you, it's not Sam. I guarantee you, it's not Sam. Because I watched those. Yeah, it's. We haven't gotten to that
watch
yet.
The credits, and I can tell you that he's not. They're not going to make him Captain America because this is they're rolling him out as Captain America. Like he is not taking the mantle on yet. We've got John Walker, Captain Asshole, to deal with. Like he's not ready for it, and that's what this show is about. Like him, like what does it mean to be Captain America, and why he alone should take that, and why he has to bear that mantle, and
this is his journey to becoming the Falcon like Captain America that we know in the comics.
Yeah, because he'll have his Falcon suit and the shield, and he'll be Sam Wilson, Captain America. You're
gonna see the Falcon suit change.
Yeah, and it'll be red, white, and blue Falcon. Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome.
Yes.
So we're getting to the end. So Sam is talking to Carly, and she's like, I would never threaten or hurt your family. And then he gets an earpiece call, basically, from Sharon Carter and says, John Walker has found them, or they have found him. Either way, it's going down, right? So he tells Bucky, hey, let's go. Bucky starts to jump off. One of the super soldiers hits Bucky, and Sam knocks him.
That was Carly.
Yeah. So Carly puts on the mask, jumps and kicks Bucky. They knock her down, and he's like, "Go, I'll take care of this." And so Bucky takes off, Sam takes off, and then Carly just kind of runs off. So now they're all going to meet at the same place with Captain Asshole, basically.
Yeah. So they go and they get there, and you see John walking in, and apparently Mars got there before him, and the Flag Smashers have taken him hostage.
Yeah.
You learn this because you see Lamar's gun on the ground, and he's nowhere in sight.
Yeah. And there was a gunshot before that. So.
And also at this point, John's looking a little bit more strung out than usual.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, he's looking way more on edge than he's ever looked before. So.
Yeah, he looked like he took a fresh bump. So.
Yeah, he's all, like in the background.
Yeah. He was, all right, let's do this.
Yeah. So, Captain America.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Right. Say no.
Just say
especially super soldier serum.
Yeah, say no to the super soldier serum. Anyways, so John goes after looking for these guys. Just at that time, he's found some of them. He's whooping their ass. I mean, he is whooping their ass.
Yeah.
Sam shows up in the full of alcohol. He's got the wings and everything out. He comes in. He falls down into a staircase. He's coming up, and just as you see a Flag Smasher come flying out of a room, hits the wall, and the moment I knew he had taken it was right before that. You see John fighting these guys, and he throws the shield, and it's buried in the freaking cement wall, and he walks over, which he's already throwing this like he was Cap with the strength of Cap. Yeah. Walks over there and pulls it out like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And goes on about his business.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. He my God. So basically, he has taken the super soldier serum at this time, and it is coursing through his veins. Like it is pumping hardcore.
Give me a second. You keep going, I'll be
yeah. So John Walker is literally walking through, trying to find Lamar, his Bucky basically, and he is just pumped. He's like, you can tell he's just pumping with the serum. Like it is just going all through his veins. He's looking strung out. He's looking pissed, and so he goes into this room to try and find his Bucky basically. And there's a big fight that ensues. Sam shows up. Carly Morgenthau shows up. The other super soldiers that Carly's with, and then they're fighting. Sam, Bucky, Captain Asshole are all fighting, and because they're trying to find Lamar basically. Now Lamar has broken his restraints at this point, and he's heading to where they're at. So, and people are throwing knives, and even John Walker says something about, what's with all the knives? Like, come on, man. I mean, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, jackass. I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Like, I hate him. So, they're all fighting each other, right? And they get, because the idea, and Carly Morgenthau said it early in the episode, the idea is to kill Captain America, the new Captain America. That's what they want to do.
Because she tells him, if I kill you, it's useless. It does nothing. So she's saying her point is to kill John.
Yeah.
Which, you go, Carly.
Yeah,
you go.
Nobody really cares about it. I mean, none of us fans. I mean, the U.S. would give a shit, but I don't care. Kill this motherfucker. I'm done. I'm done with him. Like I started out when the first episode he came out, I was like, let's just give him a shot. Let's give him a shot. And even
they may not do him like they did in the comics.
Right. And I was like, come on, maybe they're gonna be a little different. And he started saying the right things, like, hey, I'm not trying to be Steve Rogers, I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. And then just asshole train hit town, and then I was like, you know what, fuck this dude, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
So this fight ensues.
Yeah,
Lamar gets there.
It's a really good fight. Knives are going. People are flying across the room. Like,
yeah, Bucky's catching knives in midair. So the fight happens. Lamar gets there, and
they get John Walker, and they got his arms right. And Carly is like about to leap over the table and stab him, and Lamar like tackles her, right? And she gets up and just dead punches him in the chest, and he hits the wall. Blood comes out of his mouth.
Lamar is gone.
He's dead. She kills him with one hit.
And this is what pushes John over the edge.
Well, yeah. So everyone stops. Even Sam, even everyone stops.
Bucky. Everyone stops.
And they're just looking, and he runs over and he's like, Lamar, 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 Lamar. And he even says it like 4 or 5 times, right? And you're like, oh my, this guy's just broke right now. He broke.
He's like, the only saving grace in John in this series is Lamar.
Yeah. So, and so the other Flag Smashers run off. Carly runs off. And Sam and them run off to try and chase them down. And you can just see it.
You see the moment John snaps.
Yeah, he snapped. So he runs.
Pulls that whole Captain America scene, kind of jumping out a window, landing on.
Yes, so he uses a shield, jumps out the window, lands on the car, dents in the car. If you didn't know he had the super soldier serum at this point, you know it now. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. He's got the moves down.
Super soldier now.
Yeah, he's got the moves down, and he's chasing down one of the Flag Smashers, right? And he, oh my God, he like throws the shield like 8 times into this guy. Like, he knocks him down. I think he broke his back with one of the throws.
Kind of screaming a Batman line. He's like, where is she?
Yeah, where is she? I was like, where's Christian Bale, right? That was a Batman line, totally. I think they threw that in just as homage. Where is she? But the Flag Smasher is basically on his back.
Screaming, he's like, I don't know.
I didn't do this. This was not me. And he literally
takes the shield and kills this guy with the shield, hitting him several times with it, just right in the chest. Just
And there's a
smashing
crowd
with
of
the shield, the
people.
edge of the shield.
There's a crowd of people. They've all
Videotaping this
got
with
their
their
cell phones out. They're all recording. Even Carly is in the group looking, and he is just like, "Fuck this dude," and blood's going everywhere, and it's ridiculous. Oh my god, he just murders this guy in front of everyone. Even Sam and Bucky show up, and they just stop, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
They're just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Captain Asshole.
Captain Asshole. Yes, that's his name.
At this point, has now disgraced the shield.
Yeah, everything.
Not once has Cap ever used that shield to kill somebody.
No.
Cap doesn't kill.
He kills when he has
injures
to. Yeah, well, I mean,
if he has no other choice.
If he has no other choice, like that's. But his goal is to not like that was murder. Like if
that was public murder.
Yeah, that's an execution, is what it was. That was an execution.
And me and my wife sat there and watched that scene. We were just like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he's looking around.
And then the scene pans around, and he's sitting there looking around at everybody filming him doing this. Everybody watching him, Sam, Bucky, all these people. He doesn't realize Carly's in the group watching this. And it pans back and around, and you see him standing there with the shield, with blood
all over it. Yeah,
all over the shield, all over the shield. So this goes into what Dr. Erskine had told him.
Yeah,
Steve before. Serum takes a person's who they are and amplifies it. So now we know that John was never really a good guy. He was never about being just the best Captain America could be.
No.
He was just a royal dick to begin with. Now he's a pumped up, super badass royal dick.
Right. So now he's another super soldier. He's another super soldier. Which Zemo is trying, like, Zemo's trying to get rid of all of them. And Zemo's big, I mean, even with the Avengers, like, his big turn them all against each other because I can't fight them. And that was his plan from the beginning, even in Civil War. And at the end of Civil War, they were like, the Martin Freeman's character, he asked him, he said, "You did all this to lose, and what do you have?" And he's like, "Did I lose?" Like, he's been planning this the whole time. He's never not planned. Never.
And if something goes differently, he's got a plan. And it goes that way.
He's playing 8 games of chess, and he's winning every one of them right now.
Yeah. So that's where this episode ends. Is we see John Walker in front of God and everybody being videotaped, murdering this guy publicly,
executing
with a symbol of the U.S. nation that's supposed to symbolize us,
hope and freedom.
Hope. Yeah. And he murders him with this symbol of hope.
Yeah.
And then it cuts, and that's already.
That's it. That's the end of the episode. That was
wild. They left with a major cliffhanger, but now we are seeing him become U.S. agent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's a miserable piece of shit, dude. Like, I hate him. Like, the actor that plays him is doing a fantastic job because I hate him. You know, like, and you got to remember, it's an actor playing a character, and for us to hate him that bad, like, he's doing a fantastic job acting. Like, he is doing great.
It's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell. And I read an article that Wyatt. So I read an article that after the first episode aired, he was receiving death threats in the mail from fans because he was being referred to as the new Captain America. And they're like, "You're not Captain America. Quit allowing them to call you that." I'm like, "Okay, wait a minute. You got to remember, guys, this is a script."
First of all, it's a
fictional
character from a comic book that they're writing into a fictional show. Like, calm down. Like, I'm a huge Captain America is my deal, right? And I was even like, well, let's give him a chance. Maybe they're gonna do a cool job with him and make it. No, they didn't. And I the character, but he's only an actor. Don't send the guy death threats. That's ridiculous. Like he's playing a fictional character to start with in a fictional show based on the fictional character originally. Like none of it's real. Like come on, guys. Well, that's where I don't think some people can separate fact from fiction or real life from fantasy. Like you and me have been reading comics and doing all this Final Fantasy and D&D, and like it's never been a problem for us. That's fiction and this is real life, you know. But some people don't have that difference. They see it one and the same, and that's where it gets dangerous. So
yeah, and so he was receiving death threats, like I said, when this came out, because they're like, "You're not Captain America," da 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 da, you know. So he was getting death threats then. I hate to see what he's about to get.
Yeah.
Now that he's now used the shield to kill somebody. I mean, fictionally kill somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, the actor he killed is not really dead, y'all.
Yeah.
I want you to know that he's not really
in
dead.
the episode. Like, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, most people realize it's in the episode. Yeah, he killed a character, but he didn't actually kill a guy. Like it's all fantasy and made up, guys. So
yeah. So it's not real,
right?
So again, so this was a very, very powerful episode.
Yeah.
As far as the character John Walker is concerned, this was a very, very powerful episode because now we all hate this motherfucker. And we want to see something happen to him badly.
And the problem is he's a super soldier now.
And it's not even that.
Well, I'm just saying he's harder.
He is Captain America. As far as the MCU is concerned right now, he's not U.S. Agent. He's not Patriot. He is Captain America right now.
No.
In the MCU.
Not in my eyes. He'll never be.
Well, I'm saying in the MCU, in the world of the MCU,
right.
He is Captain America. Yeah. In the world that is taking place, he is Captain America. Right. And he has just sullied the name Captain America.
The shield, the symbol, the name. Yes, you're right. Yeah, and he's just everything that Steve Rogers has built over 80 years, whatever, you know, however long. It's gone. It's gone in that moment. It's gone now. Like it just.
Yeah,
it's sad.
It's all out the window.
Yeah. So to me, this is why Sam has to get the shield and rebuild it. You know.
Yeah, he is going to have to redeem the name Captain America.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's our review of episodes 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's go ahead and get into our Q&A real quick, because I really don't have any other news that I know of other than, like I said earlier, the Pixar, DreamsWorks, and I think it's Lionsgate are going to be doing a Super Mario movie. They teased the posters. It's the only thing we have right now. Is that so? As far as the world of video games, that's the biggest news. Is a Super Mario Brothers movie is in the works and on its way.
I did see something about, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not saying it is, but I did see something about that Disney is in talk with Zack Snyder to do a prequel for the Jedi. So
I did try to do some research on that and went to look about that, and nothing has come up on that.
Yeah.
So that may be a small leak. That could be just somebody stirring the rumor mill.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know it for sure. I just read something briefly about it, and I didn't get too in depth with it. So
yeah. We haven't we don't know a whole much more about that. As soon as more information does come out about that, trust me, we'll let you know. As far you'll hear it on the podcast. We'll talk about that. I think that's really it for right now. So let's go ahead and get to our Q&A session. Now, one of the things I did want to point out, Rosh, you were saying, you mentioned in my chat, you thought when they gave Walker the suit and shield, he was a super soldier. No, he was a normal soldier from the Marine Corps that they decided, hey, you're the new Captain America based on your
service
duty
record.
Yeah, on your duty record, according based on your duty record, you're now Captain America.
Yeah.
So he was just a random soldier that they pulled out based on his duty record and said, "Okay, you're Captain America."
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get our Q&A session. Why don't you take it first?
All right. So the only question I've gotten so far is so they've reported that episode 5 in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be the saddest episode. What are y'all's theories on what's going to happen? Maybe a glimpse of old Cap. Maybe. Because I don't think that old Cap's not going to make an appearance once briefly. Now, obviously, 2 people have died in this last episode. We can't forget that 2 people died in this last episode. And then Zemo's on the loose.
And Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar died, which is like he was a good guy. For all he even said like, let's give Sam a chance to talk to this. He So for him, like,
well, like I said, Lamar has been the only saving grace for John in this series. He has been kind of the light. Wait, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that term. I was going to say the light to the dark, but that's not no. He has been kind of the yin to the yang.
Yeah, he's been the good side. He has been
the reasoning. He's been like the Jiminy Cricket on John's shoulder. We're going, hey, Pinocchio, you're a real boy now. Let's do this instead.
But also the thing, and just a brief little thought, like they're fighting super soldiers. You can't just have a regular person fight. They die. They will die that quickly. Like it was not even a fight. Like one punch, he died. Like you. That's how dangerous this stuff is. So.
Yeah. I think you might be a little bit onto something there with the reappearance of old Cap. Now, I think something. Now, they did say here not that long ago that it was that Chris Evans had been seen reportedly signing something about maybe taking up the role again. He was supposed to have some cameos and then have another 2-movie deal or something like that.
Yeah, but Kevin Feige quickly came out and was like, no, Chris Evans is not ever going to come back. But that doesn't.
That was all makeup. That was all CGI.
Yeah.
So it's him as old Cap. So we're either going to look at old Cap coming back, or somebody else is about to die. And my money is I think in this next episode you're really about to find the humanity, because you're starting to see it a little bit, the humanity and the saving. That there is something there for saving in Carly.
Yeah.
Because you see that she's starting to she's starting to question herself and what she's doing. By creating more soldiers, what they're doing as Flag Smashers, she's starting to question things. So I think that maybe Carly might die in this next episode, because we've only got 2 more episodes left, and we know the final one will be the battle with Sam, between Sam and Bucky, and whoever this big bad is for this season. That's what that episode is going to be, is this big battle. So we know that everything that all the questions that we have are pretty much more or less going to be answered in the next episode.
Here's what and this is just my opinion. We're gonna find out Baron Zemo is behind the whole thing, the whole time. He's gone. He's free now. They're gonna realize he's been pulling every string so far, and I think, and that once again, it's my opinion, that those little kids knew exactly who Baron Zemo was because he's been there before. Now, because he waited for Cap and them doesn't mean he hasn't escaped and come back.
Yeah.
So I think they know who he is. Dr. Doom could be a very
plausible.
Like, I don't think, like I said, they're gonna fully show Doom, but he could be like a fuzzy character in the background that Zemo's talking to,
Or you're going to see some guy. You're going to see some guy. Well, it may not seem so much even fuzzy, but like maybe you'll see, because we know he doesn't get the metal suit until after the Fantastic Four are created.
Or You might get like something like
You might see a
Zemo's,
guy in a green cloak, though, a green hooded cloak.
or or you might get something like Zemo's servant. Like Victor is very glad you're here. Where something
Or Victor's
alluding to
requested
that.
your
Yeah,
presence.
yeah. Or they might. Man, it would be awesome if they showed like the palace, the Victor Von Doom's palace. That would be, ooh man. Um,
Yes.
But I feel like we're gonna find out that Zemo's behind everything. He's run to Latveria because he has protection there. Like I said, at this point, we kind of know that him and Victor have grown up together. Because they're approximately the same age. So,
Yeah.
So we're getting that. They are teasing mutants right and left.
Right and left. Now, something you and I had talked about before, and you had mentioned is that you have a theory that Carly never took the serum.
Yes.
That all the other ones are super soldiers, but not Carly. That Carly is actually a true mutant. So
And
maybe we might.
And I'll tell you the reason why. How did she steal the serum
to begin
from
Madripoor
without any special abilities? Unless Zemo like gave it to her almost on a platter. Like they could still explain that away, but I still am not convinced that she's not a mutant.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, we haven't got enough evidence yet to support it, but not support it yet.
Yeah.
I honestly think in the next episode what's going to happen is we're going to find we're as fans, as viewers, we're going to see a lot more of the humanity in Carly.
Yeah.
Oh, she did talk about taking the serum? Wait a minute. Hold on, babe. She did talk about...
Yeah, the guy was talking about how it...
Oh, so she talks about the pain she went through after taking the serum.
Yeah.
Okay, so she did take... So she did... I must have missed that part.
I don't know. I still don't know.
The power broker sent that message that she gave up the serum or she was dead. She obviously had the serum.
No. So like yeah. So they sent that message to her like, you've been playing like Revolutionary. I want my serum back, or I'm gonna find you. Yeah, I know what they're talking about. That's what that message was.
And so she said that she discusses with her friend.
Yeah.
That he's also that how painful it was. The I must have missed it. They talk about the pain that they went through. I guess going through the change of becoming a super soldier. So she did take.
I must have missed that too. So maybe I could be wrong. I'm not completely 100% right on them.
But again,
my ideas and theories.
That he says. Now you and I talked. I told you my theory on this was that the serum is because it's different than the original.
Yeah.
And
even the guy said I perfected it. Like,
so it's different on how it does the change. My theory is on this is that it gives them super strength to begin with, but it's going to change their and it's a serum that creates the mutants. Now, if they do that, I'm not going to be totally happy because that means then they're not natural mutants. Because in the comics, they're born mutants.
Well, but, we kind of saw like Monica Rambeau, which is a mutant, right? But she got her genes altered because of Scarlet Witch's force field, right? Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen WandaVision.
By this point.
Right. So, yeah, at this point, but Monica Rambeau is a mutant. Because her gene, and they even talked about, hey, your genes are altered. If you go through that force field one more time, nobody knows. So
that brings up a point, and it's got me thinking.
Yeah,
is maybe what they'll do with the MCU now, because they had already acquired Fox by the time that they did Infinity War and Endgame. They'd already acquired Fox.
Yeah.
Maybe what they're doing is, and you know how the Russo brothers are. Maybe the fact that these people who were blipped, because it was half of all known life in the universe.
Yeah.
Humans, maybe when they were blipped back, it didn't arrange their DNA correctly.
Right, because Tony brought them back with the snap, right? Like, that doesn't mean because Thanos, yes, because in the comics it actually talks about in the Infinity War comics about the sheer magnitude it takes to wield the gauntlet. Like you just
No,
like
it
me.
wasn't Tony that snapped everybody back. It was Hulk. Hulk snapped everybody back. Tony snapped
Right.
Thanos and
But
Chitauri out of existence.
right. Okay, so when you're right. Sorry. So when Hulk snapped he even told Tony, or he said, I tried to bring Black Widow back. So that doesn't. I mean, wielding the gauntlet takes an immense amount of mental stability, power on its own, which is why like not everyone can just wield the gauntlet all willy nilly. So yeah, you might be right.
Thanos had a single goal in mind.
Yeah, and that's he was very. But bringing that back from the original, like, you're right. There's a lot of gray area that you can do a lot with.
You can work with.
Yeah.
So like if it was me, and the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige and all them, they could be thinking it's like, okay, when they were brought back, it didn't arrange their DNA correctly, making them natural mutants.
Or just them coming back from the dead. Like, I mean, coming back from the dead alone. Like,
well, they weren't technically dead. They were just flipped out of existence.
Yes, but coming back from... Okay, so coming back into the universe from non-existence, like that alone... Like, you're right. There's so much gray area in that you can. Yeah, you can start explaining mutants.
And that would explain why Monica was able to leave the force field in WandaVision, because her DNA has been changed. They didn't catch it beforehand.
Right, and so, like, okay, so we know, as comic book fans, like, your mutant abilities come up when, like, there's danger.
Traumatic event.
Yeah, traumatic events, danger.
That's how Deadpool is created, because they just put him through... Well, in the comics, Deadpool's a little bit different. In the movies, they do it, they basically just put him through this series of fucking torture events, these traumatic events to cause it. In the comics, he is embedded with all these mutant abilities. He is basically given these mutant abilities.
They experimented on him, is what happened.
They experimented. Yeah, they didn't just release latent mutant abilities.
Yeah.
He was a normal guy with stage 5 cancer who was going to die. He didn't care. So like, okay, let's experiment on you.
Yeah.
And they kind of did to him what they did to Wolverine by giving him, Wolverine adamantium skeleton. They gave Deadpool mutant abilities. So Deadpool is not a natural mutant. He was given these mutant abilities.
The best thing about Wolverine is that he was in World War II with Cap and Bucky. So, and the nickname they gave him was Lucky. So it was Lucky, Bucky, and Cap. Anyways, I just think, to me, I always laugh about that. Lucky, Bucky, and Cap.
So my chat, if you've got a question, go ahead and ask, and we will answer it to the best of our
abilities.
abilities.
Man, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So my chat, if you got a question, it is my chat's turn to ask a question for us to answer. So go ahead and ask that question. I know y'all got some. Rasha, I know you've got questions, dude.
Yeah.
I know you.
I mean, I will try to answer them. Like I said, I'm not an expert in any way. I just love Marvel. So, like, I could say completely
and you guys have seen, I've got a little Marvel on my wall now.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Spider-Man, Maximum Venom. Okay. What about the end of the movie that they made Ryan Reynolds, that messed up version of Deadpool? So you're talking about X-Men Origins.
Oh, man. That's terrible. Terrible. Even Deadpool makes fun.
Even
Ryan
Reynolds,
even makes fun
Ryan
of that.
Reynolds was like, "What the? This is not." And I mean, yeah, even Ryan Reynolds.
But he went back and killed him. Remember?
Like So if you watch the end of Deadpool 2, he uses Cable's time device and goes back and kills him, and he says, "I'm just fixing some things," and it just shoots him
right
in the head several times. Nobody liked that. Right?
Yeah, because the best part of that movie is like, you can only use the time thing once. Well, that's just lazy writing. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "We're naming our kid shit."
Yeah, that was just
Well, I mean,
terrible writing.
that was all
Fox.
just pokes at Ryan Reynolds. It was
Fox.
Ryan Reynolds poking fun at himself.
Yeah.
That whole end credit scene was just Ryan poking fun at himself.
Yeah, because even he says, like, as
no,
long
he
as the
doesn't
suit
kill
isn't all
Deadpool.
CGI, you know, like, that was him poking fun at the Green Lantern. I mean, like,
Movie. Yeah, he goes back and shoots Ryan Reynolds
yes.
for
Yes.
accepting the Green Lantern script. So,
Yeah.
no, my reaction. So you want to hear our reactions to that? So, when I first watched Wolverine Origins and they showed Deadpool. Now the first was like, okay, I was like, that's when they first show him in the elevator and he comes out swinging the swords and everything else. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But
Yeah.
whatever. I was like, what they're gonna do is, yeah, he was in the comic. He's a swordsman to begin with. They're gonna do the testing on him. They're gonna
The
give him the new
experiments and the testing. Yeah.
So which in X-Men Origins Wolverine is actually how Deadpool gets those powers.
Yes.
That's how he gets those abilities. He is experimented on.
Yeah.
He is pretty much a very similar Weapon X.
Yeah.
He is made by the Weapon X program. So in that regards, that is true to Deadpool's origins there. Now the whole him having the mouth shut and the black marks burned around his eyes to make it look like the Deadpool mask.
Yeah.
No, that never happened. That
Well,
never happened.
You know what? And they can always explain it like comics. Alternate universe Deadpool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it didn't necessarily not happen, but it didn't necessarily happen in our universe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So when I first saw that, I was like, and he steps up and he goes, and Hugh Jackman Wolverine looks up and goes, "Wade, is that you?" And he just stands there and he turns. I'm like, and they basically what they did was Deadpool Baraka.
yes, but they gave him the Shadow Flash.
Yeah,
that was that was cool. I did really like that.
Give him, but here was the thing on that was not a true ability of Wade Wilson's as Deadpool in the comics. That was a belt that he had stole.
Yeah. But they gave him that. You know what I'm saying? Like that little bit. Yeah, that was cool to see on film.
There was cool things about that. As that character of Deadpool in Origins, like I said, there was his actual the origin itself was true to the comic.
Yeah.
They gave him the Flash ability
and stuff, yeah.
But they made Deadpool Baraka is what they basically did.
Yeah, with the fucking
where he had the swords come out of his arms. And I remember saying that the first time. I was like, that's not fucking Deadpool, it's Baraka with his mouth shown shut.
What the fuck? But alternate universe is what they're gonna say.
Alternate universe.
That's how you explain everything.
Multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse, right?
Multiverse. So I would love to see another Lantern movie. What about Lady Deathstrike? You mean Lady Death?
No. Lady Deathstrike, which is
no, they killed her. They killed her in
Wolverine.
In X-Men in Origins. They killed her. She dies. Because you remember, and that's been a long time since I've seen this movie, for personal reasons because of that Deadpool character. Because Deadpool is one of my favorite.
Yeah, he's fantastic as a character.
I'm getting a text message. I need spokes. I will hear.
And Ryan Reynolds playing him, like, there's no better person that can play Deadpool. And I know he'd been pushing for the longest time to make a Deadpool, like a serious Deadpool movie. And I'm glad he finally got, because he shows what, like nerds who love stuff, what they can do. Just let them, Jon Favreau with The Mandalorian.
Had it not been for the Deadpool movement, we would never have gotten.
Jon Favreau did Iron Man. He was the one that launched Marvel. Like, if you let nerds who love what they're doing make things that they love, it's going to be fans are going to love it.
Look at the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Look at the Mandalorian.
Look at Sakiti, like all of them. Like he did Thor: Love and Thunder. He did an episode of Mandalorian. I like how they had different directors for each episode too on the Mandalorian. Speaking of that,
But what I was saying was, had
Yeah,
it not
go
been for like the movement for the Deadpool movie with the fans, we would have nothing. We would have never ever gotten the Snyder cut.
Yes. Fans.
The
Fans.
Deadpool movie,
Nerds unite.
Nerds!
Nerds. Right?
I was about to say out of the, what's his name? Or
Okay.
Meathead.
So, all right, real quick. I know we're kind of getting to the end, but I've been saving this, and my lovely wife reminded me of this. Star Trek, Picard, and the news that has come out.
I sent you this.
Yeah. Yes. And I just want to talk about it briefly because one thing, my wife managed to get a cameo sent to me from. Oh man, John Delancey Q is coming back in Picard. If you guys don't know who John Delancey Q, Star Trek,
Go. Just
man.
go.
And a long time ago, I was supposed to go to a convention. I never got to go because of whatever reason. My wife surprised me with Cameo. If you guys don't know what Cameo is, it's different actors and stuff. And you can get them to record a personal message. And I literally cried because my wife got Q to tell me happy birthday on my birthday and say that, it sucked that he didn't get to meet me in person. And I was like, oh my God. But John Delancey, the man himself, is coming back for Q. Super huge, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome
So
stuff.
did you watch the teaser?
Yes. No, I watched it almost immediately after you told me.
Yeah, so the teaser shows. So let me kind of, because I got excited about this too, because Q is one of my favorite characters in the Star Trek universe. Picard and Q are two of my favorite characters in all of Star Trek. I love those are the two I really like the most. So when Picard came out, I was really excited about it, and like I kind of told Rex you can't have Picard come back and not have. It's like having Batman and no Joker.
Yeah, but like they weren't gonna throw him in the first season. You can't just like throw everything in the first season and not have
Yes. So the trailer starts out. It shows the villa. If you've watched Picard season 1, he it's what 20 years out. No, it's 30 years after.
It's a long time.
Well, it's right. It takes real time since Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah.
When Data dies. So Picard has left Starfleet. He's fed up with them. He's made a winery. He's got a vineyard that he does wine
in
at
France. He's from France. Like he has a British accent, but Jean-Luc Picard's from France, so
that never did make sense. He's French but has a British accent.
Yes, that's one of the few things that but it's in the future, so all races and all things are mixed. It's not just it's not countries. It's one planet now. So there's a little bit of wiggle room, but yes, you're right. Yes. Didn't make sense.
So, anyways, so this teaser starts out. It shows the villa, and you hear Picard talking. And I really wish that I could play this where it would come across on both of our streams, because I would go pull it up right now. But anyhow, it shows the villa. He's talking. There's a painting, an oil painting of the Enterprise D up on the wall. And he's talking and it goes to this table, and it shows this table, and it's like a chess table, big wooden chess table that you would play chess on, but there's a deck of cards in a box with one card laying on the table, and it's a queen. I think it's a queen of hearts, isn't it? Or queen of diamonds. It's one of the two. And the card starts dissolving into thin air. And the only thing it leaves is the Q. And then the whole screen goes black except for the Q. And then you hear John Delancey as Q. What does he say?
I don't know. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm trying hold on. Let me see if I can share this because I have it pulled up. Hold on. Let me see if I'm tech savvy. Let's see.
Now I forgot all about this dude too. You just said it.
Okay, let's see if I can play this on screen.
True final frontier is time. Time can turn even our most impulsive, our most
now I know how to
ill-considered
do this now.
actions into history. What we do in a crisis often weighs upon
His
us less
communicator?
heavily than what we wish we
Paradise
had
Lost
done.
is his favorite book.
What could have
Wasn't that
been.
the
That's
ship he was
Stargazer.
on? The ship he was on first.
The Stargazer. USS Stargazer.
Time
That's where
offers so
he
many
had the card maneuver.
opportunities, but never second chances.
The trial never ends.
The trial never
Well,
ends.
never ends. And that was what happened in the first episode that Q shows up in.
The trial, yeah.
Was that he had put them on trial to see if they were worthy enough. Oh, yes. Yes. So we have Q coming back to the Star Trek universe.
Yes, that is John Delancey. And okay, so I found this interview between John Delancey, Patrick Stewart, and Wesley, the guy who plays Wesley, right?
Will we?
It's pretty recent, but Patrick Stewart's talking about there's a lot of things he can't talk about, obviously, because of what's
NDAs,
going
yeah,
on, and he
NDAs.
doesn't want to give away everything. So, but they interrupt, right? Because he's like, I believe we have another person coming through, and it's John Delancey, and literally him and Picard are talking about the original series where John Delancey shows up and Picard does this, and that's where the meme comes from, like Picard doing that's Q showing up on the bridge, and he's like, and
Oh, fuck.
yeah, and so Patrick and him are talking about how when they see each other again, and it's not this, it's a much more elaborate thing that's going to happen between them. So, but they wouldn't go into detail. Obviously, they wouldn't give into detail. But
Q.
And then John Delancey was talking about something about people were asking him, or somebody asked him about well, you were gonna get the call, and he's like, no, I didn't know I was ever gonna get a call. Honestly, he's like, I felt like I should have. I believe Patrick's like, yeah, definitely, and he's like, but I didn't know personally I was ever gonna get a call to play Q again. And he's like, but I love to, and I want to, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. So,
isn't he married to Captain Janeway, the actor?
I don't know. I'm not 100% on that.
I think him and the actress that played Captain Janeway are married.
Kate Mulgrew?
Yes.
Yeah,
In
Star
fact,
Trek, baby. Woo!
Let me
Yeah,
double
look it up,
check
because
that.
I don't know that for sure, but I know he's married. And I know because I know one of the questions they asked him was how he plays Q, and he's like, really? It's not that different from me, like he's like, my wife could tell you it's really not that different. And I was like, oh man, that's fantastic,
No, Marnie Moisman
Yeah.
is who he's married.
Kate Mulgrew was who played Captain Janeway, Admiral Janeway, however you want to play that.
I want to say that he was married to her at one point. Though.
I don't think so. I don't remember that. I think I would remember that, but I mean, I could be wrong. Once again, I'm never right about everything.
Or that they were together at one point.
Maybe, because he did do Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, he is okay. So he is longtime friends with fellow Star Trek alumni Kate Mulgrew.
Yeah,
He is also good friends with MacGyver and Stargate SG-1 star Richard Dean Anderson. They have both appeared together in episodes of both series, as well as the 1995 television series Legend.
Nice.
So, but yeah, the return of Q, guys, and this is a
Yes.
big thing. This is a big thing
Huge.
because Q is one of the things in the Star Trek universe that Picard has never truly defeated.
Well, you can't defeat Q. And in that in that preview a little bit, and I know we're going a little bit over tonight, but in that preview, Picard's talking about time is the one thing. Time. There's no time. Q can literally destroy the universe, create the universe. He's omnipotent. He can be everywhere and nowhere. Time has no matter to Q. So I think, and you kind of said something about this the other day, that Q's going to put Picard back in certain times.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah, I said I think what would be really cool, and they may do this, is they show the Enterprise D. You see it.
Yeah. And
Where
the
is
Stargazer. Like the Stargazer, too. That was the first ship, you know?
Yeah, and if you play Star Trek Online, one of the missions you actually find out. Well, no, they talk about the Picard maneuver.
Yeah.
In the last season. But where is it that Q and Picard first meet? Is on the bridge of the Enterprise D.
Yep.
And that's what starts this lifelong
trial.
I don't say trial, but this lifelong relationship between the two.
Well, Q is constantly judging Picard because Q doesn't think people can be that good.
Yeah.
And Picard is the example or toy of whether people are going to go good or bad. So,
and that's been and the fact that we have a Star Trek Picard show.
Yes.
And it's Star Trek. Now, to me, it is not Star Trek unless there is one thing that has to be there.
What's that?
And that is the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah.
In Star Trek Picard, we did not have a Federation Starship Enterprise.
No. But we had the Titan, which was super cool. That's the one the Riker was on. Listen, when I was a super nerd, when I was in high school, I used to design my own starships, and the Titan was one of the starships I designed. Not obviously like the show or anything, but it was a super heavy battleship. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my God, they said the Titan. You know, like, just me being super nerdy. But
one of the things, I think what will be really cool is, and I hope that they do it, I'm praying that they do this, is when Q appears for the first time, comes back. Because you know that Q can make you appear anywhere in time and space.
Anytime, any way, shape, form.
Puts Picard back where he belongs on the bridge of the Enterprise D.
I think they'll get there eventually, but I think there's things. Because Q is all about testing Picard every time he sees him. So I think he's going to make him jump through hoops. So
and he knows his disdain for the Federation now.
And you saw the old school communicator, like the next generation.
The old
generation. Right.
He's going to
they're advanced now.
He's going to put him back in that uniform. He's going to put him back in that uniform on Enterprise D. It's already been teased in the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like we did talk about, there were characters that they didn't bring back that we're hoping that they bring back. One of them he pointed out that I really hope that they bring back is Michael Dorn,
Worf
as Worf.
Yes.
Will Wheaton has already said that he is all for coming back.
Oh,
coming back and playing Wesley.
Will Wheaton. Dr. Crusher, Deanna Troy was already, there's.
Well, Troy and Riker had already been shown in the last.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just going through the list. You can bring Barkley back. Geordi, Reading Rainbow, Geordi. People have been calling for him to host Jeopardy. I mean, like, I'm pulling other things in, but like, yeah, these are characters that we all grew up and loved. Yeah, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back for an episode, even for 10 minutes. It's just great to see him back. Yeah,
just like they did with Data in the first season.
Ooh, yes.
That was tearful seeing Data seeing Britt Spiner in the makeup and and
Have you finished the first season?
not yet. I haven't.
Then I can't continue this conversation with you.
Okay.
I don't want to
Well,
ruin
guys-
it. Is what I watch it because Data is a big part of the final episode. Like it's really good. Keep watching it. It's
or is it
fantastic.
D4?
What right? So you got to remember, like, it's not just lore. Data.
No, I said not lore.
B4. Yeah, no. There's three. There's three androids.
Well, Data's destroyed in Insurrection.
Is he? Keep watching.
Okay, listen.
Keep watching.
All right,
Keep
Baron
watching.
Zemo. All right, Zemo.
I'm just saying.
Well, guys.
I'm just saying, like, it's really good. It ties it all in together, and like it wraps it up. So,
All right,
but yeah,
well,
there's
guys,
B4, and lore is
Lore.
still out there too. Like, people forget about lore. So, which is the brother, the other brother.
Either brother.
Yeah,
That's.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna say it. I'll text you. Wait.
But,
You're
Yeah.
gonna get a kick out of this.
yeah, watch it. It's really good. The last.
Hold on, you're gonna get a kick out of this. We're talking about the other brother.
Oh Lord, what are you about to send me? What are you about to send? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. You already know. You already know. So.
Yeah. So, guys, that's tonight's
That's it.
episode of the Polar
gonna wrap
Nerd
it up.
Podcast. We got to wrap this up. I've got
It's
things.
2.5
I gotta go-
hours almost.
Oh
So,
yeah, I know my wife is ready for me to be done for the night. So again, we want to thank all y'all for coming out and watching this with us. Thank you for the raids on his channel. Thank you for
Yeah.
the follows on the channel. We're now 6 away from getting him to getting to those requirements to hit affiliate. So guys, if you're watching this, go follow him at twitch.tv/GetRightNerd0629.
Yep. Thank you.
If you're watching his and you ain't following me yet,
right.
where's your
Go-
fucking problem? Go to twitch.tv/Finimus_gaming and hit me with a follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that way, also that way, if you're one of my followers, you don't miss an episode when he's hosting and I'm not here. And if you're one of his followers, you don't miss an episode when I'm hosting and he's not here.
Absolutely. 'Cause
So-
that's gonna happen.
I've got one guest that's going to be lined up here soon. That's Cerebral Asylum. He has been a big supporter of mine. He's a streamer. I'm repping the merch tonight.
Nice.
Uh,
Very nice.
So I want to have him in probably next week. Probably next Saturday, we'll have him here. I'm going to work on getting Queen of Mischief here. So I'm going to get a couple of guests lined up. He's got the last 2 lined up. I'm going to try to work on the next 2.
I'm also going to start reaching out to some more people and seeing what we can pull in. We're going to try and have some special guests on the show. So it's not just me and Phen, but
Yeah, because these faces you can only watch for so long.
yeah, I mean, this is terrible. I mean, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
This is a hot mess.
Yeah.
Of course, I will say last night, so I had a wedding last night. I went to, I had my cowboy hat on. It was all, I tell you what,
Lord.
I clean up really good. I was looking sexy.
Gross.
I turned myself on. But anyways,
the-
guys, we want to thank y'all for coming out tonight. Y'all the greatest. We wouldn't
Thank
be
you.
here where we're doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So again, we
Absolutely.
want to extend a big warm and thank you for coming out. I will be back tomorrow night, probably doing some Phasmo. If you haven't checked out last night's stream, go check it out because it is nothing but 3 hours of laughs because you will be laughing your ass off at Cerebral. Again, if you're following me, follow him.
Yeah.
We want to thank y'all for
Following
coming
me,
out.
follow him.
Stick around afterwards. I'm gonna go. I mean, I've only got 3, it says, but we're gonna go rate some people. So thank y'all again. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.